country song. And what do you want it to be about, or just start giving me some words? A country song.
I would like for it to be about Andy Oxman.
Okay, about Andy Oxman.
And his love for sausage.
Randy Miller and Michael Seward on RandyMillerRadio.com.
Oh, that sounds like the same tune.
Right here.
We haven't changed tunes yet.
People say the blues is just a good man feeling bad. I don't know about you, that's not the kind of blues I have. I'm a bad man.
Woo! Feeling good.
Yes, I'm a bad
It does feel good.
It does feel good.
Let's get that understood.
Oh, it's so good to have you guys back. So good to have you back, man.
Thank you. You mentioned a new song. To hear that same song, doesn't that give you goosebumps? But I got to tell you, I've been in the studio. What do you think of this? It's time for a new song, Randy. Here we go. Tune in.
Okay.
Randy Miller, he's the man. Michael Seward lends a hand. Set the stage with Andy's plan. At Soundworks, they command. Laughs and stories, great and true. Legends join this magic crew. Broadcast waves, they ride anew. Every episode, brand new.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
That's enough.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know. Had the Kansas City Symphony. Thank you.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
did I hear Brian Busby on the kettle
On
drums?
the timpani, yes.
Yeah. Oh man, great! Wow, and the great thing about it is that it was played at a very, very low volume, just teeny, just like you can barely hear it.
Well, it's kind of a teaser, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good. Hey, I'm thinking of a flower. Anyway, welcome into RandyMillerRadio.com. Here we are again, and I don't know if you've noticed it or not, or maybe you can't see it, or maybe you can see it and you can't see it. It's a brand new set. We got a brand new set that was designed by this fella in the middle, Andy Oxidant. It's his studio, which he always reminds us. Don't touch anything. But here we are at this beautiful table, and I thought there would be food. Honestly.
Yeah.
I thought there may be, because we're at a table.
Yeah.
And you know, would it be crazy to ask for a little thing of flowers here?
Mm-hmm. A little china.
Something?
A little.
Yeah. How you been?
I've been great. Thank you.
I've been 65.
How about that? Happy birthday, Randy.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Do we?
Is there another song?
Is there? Hold on now. The birthday boy.
There's a man we're raising up today. Randy Miller's his name, and he's here to stay. Hits the airwaves with a laugh and cheer, celebrating birthdays with a cold root beer.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Woo!
Wow.
Yeah, we're celebrating, buddy.
I thank you so much. I had no idea Glenn Miller would be joining us.
Yeah, Nashville connection there.
That is, was that Cassie?
Yeah.
Huh? Was that Cassie Joy?
Cassie Joy. Speaking of Cassie, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves,
Oh,
but
my gosh.
she might have done national anthem for a postseason Royals. Who would have thought of that? But,
Right. She did that. She's all over the place. We've had her on the show many times.
Yeah.
She is joy. She's pure joy.
She spreads the.
Isn't she?
Yeah,
She's full of joy.
she is.
Well, thank you for that, Michael. That's
Happy birthday, Randy.
Well, thank you. That's very unexpected and very surprising and not necessary.
I mean,
And I mean the last one.
Oh.
But thank you so much. That was the reason we're here. Okay, I want to inform people that are getting ready to turn 65 what's expected.
okay.
Because this is the first time I've turned 65, and so with 65 you get something called Medicare.
Okay.
It's a government program.
I feel like I've heard of it.
It's been around for a while, and I wish I'd brought it with me. I had a guy named Michael Sabin, because I know nothing about Medicare. So he kind of coached me through this. Hero, really. And told me everything that I should do, and you get the Medicare, and you sign up, and so then they send you your Medicare card. And I don't know when Medicare was established. I'm gonna take crazy. I'm gonna say 1742.
Okay, I was gonna say around the Constitution, just after.
Maybe. They still send you a paper card. A paper card. They send you a card made out of paper. I mean, it's 2024, right? I mean, I thought it was going to be like some digital thing,
right?
You know, you just have it maybe on your phone, you have it on your toaster, something like that. And I get this paper card, so I call Michael Sabin. I go, "Hey, where do I get the real card?" And he goes, "That's the one." Huh. And okay, and he said. And the better news about that is that once you get it laminated, it won't fit in your wallet. So thank you, Michael. I mean, that is true of Medicare. And so I'm learning so much as we go along.
Well, let's take a moment and celebrate your first Medicare card, Randy.
Well, thank you. Yes, I'm very excited.
I got to say, you look great. I don't know. Is it the oil of Olathe? Isn't that one of your?
I use oil of Olathe, and then I bathe every day in oat milk. But that's just me. That's just me. You know,
you've always done the oat milk thing, though. Right?
Your mileage may vary. So we got a lot to get into. Yeah. But speaking of turning 65, it is a milestone. It's a milestone. And we wait a second. Our old friend Ira Gumsore, they tell me, is on the phone. Ira? Hello.
This is Ira Gumsore.
Yes. Hey. You okay?
Listen, I just wrote a book about you, Randy.
You wrote a book?
And it might help.
Oh, okay.
At this stage of life. It's called What to Do on Day One at the Home.
No, I'm not in a home, Ira.
Don't be scared.
I'm not.
Listen, I just put my grandfather in a home.
Your grandfather? What are you talking about?
Yes. My grandfather, he was...
Ira? He fell asleep. Ira? Hey, Ira!
Teddy Roosevelt!
Listen, Ira...
I put my grandfather in a nursing home.
Okay.
And it's I get calls every single day now.
Oh.
They called me yesterday and said that he showed up completely naked walking through their flower show.
Wait a minute. That's terrible. That's horrible. Right?
He did win first prize for best dried ornament.
We got it. Ira, thank you so much.
So there's that.
Thank you. There's that. Yeah, thank you so much for calling,
Randy,
Iris.
Do you have AIDS?
I'm sorry?
Hearing aids.
Oh, hearing aids. No, I'm not.
I said.
I heard you.
Listen,
yes.
I'll tell you one thing that Medicare does not pay for.
What's that?
And that's ED.
Let's not. Hey, let's not get in, Ira.
Early
donuts, right? Exactly what I thought it was. Yes.
At the home, you're always wanting the early donuts, and nobody. And that damn Mildred.
What?
She eats like a horse.
Okay. Hey, Ira, thank you so much for the call and the birthday greetings. Thank you.
Oh boy!
What?
Oh, something's happened. I gotta go. I just had a brand muffin.
Okay, thank you, Ira. That's
he did.
Wow.
Oh, what a treat!
Wow, we haven't heard from him in a while.
No, usually like closer to the holidays, you hear about his toys not to get for the kiddos.
Right, the unsafe toys, but kind of a special, not special treat.
That was
That
special.
he would call us here.
Well, maybe I'll see him soon. You know, I grew up in a nursing home. I think you knew that.
Yes,
right?
I know.
Yes.
That wasn't that.
That's another thing.
That's
another show.
That's a true story, but it's an odd story. Yeah. Oh my gosh! I tell you what, though, I think when you turn 65, you start reflecting on your life, right? And I've just over the past, month or so, I've been so attentive to little things happening close to me. There's I drove past another neighborhood the other day, pretty close to mine, and there was an older gentleman out there mowing his grass, and it was pretty hot. I stopped, talked to him. He's 88 years old, and I asked him, once he got done, if he could maybe get mine, and so
no, Randy,
yeah, so I mean he comes over twice a week, and gives him something to do. You know, I mean, I think you just kind of start thinking about that stuff, right? Right.
I have to admit, I guess I need to start paying attention to the little things.
Once you, yeah, right. It's called mindfulness. Once you hit that age, you'll know what I'm talking about. But what is up with you and your damn cat?
What? Little Penny and Kelsey? Penny?
So here's a guy. Let me just tell you about Michael Seward. He's a guy that's always hated animals. And so all of a sudden now they had this cat.
I didn't want a cat, Randy.
I know you didn't. I know you did.
I get a subject line from my wife who's in communications, and she knows the right words to use. I get an email that says foster. No. Right. Randy, if you have someone that loves pets, foster's not a good word.
Foster is not a good word.
And so she's like, I'm bringing it home. I'm like, no, please don't.
She didn't even say what it is.
No.
I'm just, Foster. I'm bringing it home.
So I get this first little cat.
I got a note from my wife that said I'm bringing it home. And I'm like, okay.
Bring it home. I bring home this cat, Foster. I'm like, well, here's the deal. If you're going to bring this home, just so you don't forget that it's truly a Foster,
right?
Why don't we name it after the actress, Jodie?
It's a good idea.
So we don't forget.
That's a good idea.
And so about a couple days of that cat's named Kelsey. Now we have Penny. And you're right. I've lost a lot of friends because now I'm out with buddies. We're at the bar drinking beer, and they're like, put the cat pictures video.
Right.
I don't know what's happening.
Michael sent me a cat video the other day.
Oh, it's on the podcast.
And listen, I
apologize.
I showed it to Renee, and I
apologize.
said, we've lost another one.
Hey, Meow.
We've lost another one. It's
perfect.
So sad. But it's a good looking cat.
Well, thank you. Maybe we put a little snippet in the thing, or maybe we don't.
We'll put a snippet in the thing. So I just interviewed on my other show, my good show, National Defense Network.
Hey, what? Hey, your good show.
What happened? What's going on?
Wait. Okay.
So I just interviewed the president of Norwegian Cruise Line. Okay.
Norwegian wood.
Yes, it would. And I should have asked him that. Do you have?
No.
No. But anyway, his name is David Herrera. Could not have been a nicer guy. Just a great guy.
Man, the president
of Norwegian Cruise Line, not lines, line.
Just the one.
Yeah, just the one. And he was such a he was a delight, to be honest with you. He was just a former veteran.
Okay.
Served in the National Guard.
I was going to guess Navy. Okay.
Well, you'd think. Right. He's on a ship now. But it was so amazing because we were talking about, obviously the culture they have for veterans and military. And I told him, I said, before we get started, buddy, I said, I got to tell you my Norwegian cruise story. And it was several years ago. You knew my mom very well.
Yeah. What a delight.
She loved to go on a cruise, And then, so when her health started failing, she wanted to go on one more cruise. So my sisters, Tony and Jamie, and I took her on a Norwegian Cruise Line cruise. The Norwegian Epic was the name of the ship. So now she's in a wheelchair by now.
You got the family cruise T-shirts on, custom made, right? Orange.
Got the matching shirts, pushing her everywhere. When we got to the Bahamas, they had a special wheelchair that goes over sand. I kid you not.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously a great memory for Mom. She loved it. But on that same cruise, and he remembered this. One day, we're far away from a port, and we're out in the middle of the ocean. Have I told you the story before?
No, it's interesting that he remembers this.
Well, you'll understand why. So all of a sudden, we see a Coast Guard helicopter alongside the ship. A guy had a heart attack.
I've been on a cruise ship when the Coast Guard's circling at night.
I got to tell you, man, to watch the Coast Guard take this guy, transport him from that ship to a hospital, it was awesome. It was awesome. And I mean, just give you a great appreciation.
I can echo that too, because what you don't think about, you think you're just going to come in on a cruise ship, lower basket.
What?
Yes. But with the helicopter, it's almost like you've created a hurricane. Seriously, because they drop, the water's flowing. I mean, it's impressive to watch. So I know.
I mean, it did blow 5 other people into the water. Unfortunate things happen to good people. But no, that was an incredible thing. I mean, and of course he remembered it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
What a guess. And then you mentioned he had some did he have some linkages to some Kansas City folks? Can
I borrow your chapstick?
Lip balm?
Actually, yeah. When he found out that we were based in Kansas City, he goes, "Do you know a guy by the name of Eric Stonestreet?" No.
Never heard of him.
No. and he and Eric are very good friends, and apparently there's something coming down the pike between him and Eric and Norwegian Cruise Line. So keep your eyes open.
Okay.
But he said, this is funny. I said, yeah, of course we know Eric. He's been on the show. He used to listen to me when I was on Q104. Kind of inspired him to go into comedy. Mm-hmm. I just added that part.
I don't know.
Maybe. And then, so he goes, okay, he said, I'm going to do a video because it's a Zoom interview. He goes, I'm going to do a video and send it to Eric. Okay. So he starts this video and he says, what do you know about Eric Stonestreet? And I said, he is the most idiotic, the rudest. And I go on this whole rant. And then he says, I totally disagree with everything you're saying. He's a great guy. And he sends it to Eric. And so then Eric sends a text back that says, radio legend.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of me, you, and Eric. I'm going to take a picture of me and you, and I'm going to send it to Eric. Is that cool?
I love it.
In fact, I'll shoot a video, and we could actually sit here and talk for a minute. You ready? Hold on a second.
Yeah. So, like I was telling you, David, Eric Stonestreet is probably the rudest, most idiotic. I mean, I don't even know.
I disagree with you 100%, sir. And there you go. You can't see it, but it says radio legend. So there you go, man.
That's awesome. Cling, cling. That's hilarious.
That was fun. That was funny. Yeah, that was good. That was really good. And you can hear that interview, by the way, if you go to nationaldefensenetwork.com. You can hear that interview. You can do it. I mean,
do it
now.
Do it.
So what else is going on?
Man, nothing. We did lose a great guest of ours, though. Speaking of past guests, and that is the late awesome former Chiefs player John Amos. Did you know that?
Oh yeah,
from Good Times.
Yes,
he
Good
was one
Times.
Temporary layoffs.
Good Times.
Oh, he's so good. But what a great guy. You might remember he would randomly, after we had him on the show, he would randomly call. He had my cell phone number and call.
Yes.
And he's like, start talking about barbecue or Chiefs.
Right.
And he lived in New Jersey. But anyway, what a legend. And so,
you know what? He's very much a legend, and he did so much for the community that people don't even understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He named his first son Casey, literally the letters Casey after our city.
Right.
And he did the narration for not too long ago, one of the symphony's Memorial Day tributes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. He was always there for that. Just a cool guy.
Still doing a lot of PSAs or commercials for the Chiefs.
How old was he?
Can't remember now.
Probably late 80s, I'm guessing.
Probably
something like that.
Late 80s, probably.
Yeah. I mean, it's people don't understand that don't live in Kansas City. How I was just talking to my wife about this the other day. How the city always comes together, man. I mean, you talk about whether it's a natural disaster, homelessness. I mean, anything like that. People, come together.
And I feel like you hear that repeated again when we have, like with the Chiefs, for example, or other teams that come into Kansas City and they're just blown away by the friendliness, the welcomeness, and this aura around sports.
And then they are literally blown away on the field when they play against the Chiefs. So that's been fantastic. Man, what a season! Oh my gosh!
Who would have thought?
It's like a MASH unit out there, and they're still winning.
Hey, it's kind of chilly out this time of year, but it's kind of warm in here. Could I?
Oh, would I please take your clothes off?
Kind of burning, starting to sweat a little bit. If I could take this and let's see, put that on, and take this off.
Oh my gosh!
Wait a minute, if I can get it off.
What do you got over there?
So anyway, that's it. I'm comfortable now.
What do you got over there? You got Pete Rose. You got
know anybody?
Buttigieg and
Pete Davidson. SNL.
Right, Pete Davidson. Yeah,
Chiefs.
Wow. 3 Pete's.
Chiefs 3-peat.
Nice.
What do you think?
That's pretty
How about that?
I have not seen that.
I just created it. I made it.
No, you did not.
I did. I did it on my phone, a graphic, and went to Oak Park Mall. They got a T-shirt shop. I had to make it. So for Halloween, this was what I was. Chiefs 3-peat. You like it?
I love it.
Now I can't approach Charlie Hustle or these shirts because it's probably out there by now. But
I love
come visit us.
No,
at Randy Miller
no,
Radio.
you have
Do
to. No, we have to market that. And you notice how I threw the we in.
You did. All right, I got to just show though. So
Wow.
this is a picture that the CEO of my company just sent me. And you probably can't see who that is right off the bat, but he tells you right under there. This is the last person to talk about my shirt.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my
Graham
gosh.
just sent that to me.
Noah Gray.
Yeah, our tight end, top tight end in the league.
Oh my
right now.
gosh. I was thinking maybe a guy from the Doctors, but that was
different thing.
Different Noah.
Different thing.
But I love
Noah
that,
Gray
man.
loved this shirt. So the CEO of the company I work with, him and his kids went trick or treating and went to Noah Gray's house, and so
Really?
he pulled this picture up with me and this on, and yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
So who knows? Yeah,
that's
let's talk.
that's a great idea. That's
Thank you.
that's a great idea.
We're on a run. We'll see. I'm not jinxing, but
Right.
let's do it.
Yeah. No.
I have run.
And what's your ring?
Yeah. Oh, that one.
Oh, I just saw our buddy Nate Herron the other day.
Oh, did you?
Nate Herron. Oh,
excuse me.
Oh, excuse me. Got the underdog feature.
Oh.
Nate Herron, who is the PA voice for every team.
He really is.
He really is, and including the Chiefs. And so he gets a Super Bowl ring every year that the Chiefs get a Super Bowl ring. Oh my gosh, the thing's heavy. That's beautiful. But so Nate got his latest.
That's not quite like Nate's.
Well, no,
That might be a replica.
but it is football shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Very cool. So, so he's the voice of everything. So you saw, I mean, obviously the Royals hit the postseason. Unbelievable this year.
Right, that was cool.
And then Sporting KC's leadership, the Mahomes, Brittany, Patrick, you've probably
Right.
seen that too.
Right.
I usually don't follow basketball.
Right.
But this year I have followed the WNBA because of
too.
Caitlin Clark
Me
bandwagon.
too.
Are you
Me
on the
too.
bandwagon?
Yes, absolutely.
They just hired a new head coach this year that they're excited about, the Fever, Indiana Fever.
Okay.
But all that to say is Patrick Mahomes and others have announced that they're trying to
bringing a team,
recruit.
trying to bring
Kansas City would be the perfect market.
WNBA
Yeah.
team to Kansas City.
There's one more for Nate Herron. Let's do it.
That's what I told him.
Yeah.
I said, you'll be the voice of the WNBA. And he will. He absolutely will. I mean, he's like if you need a voice for your party, just call him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he will show up and he will do that. "Roar." He's got that, giant voice.
The VOG.
Yeah, he is, man. He is absolutely. But would that be cool if we had a WNBA franchise?
It would be awesome. Because you may or may not recall, but years ago, we had a team here in Kansas City, NBA.
Oh, of course I do. That was my first year in town with the, Kings, Kansas City Kings.
65 and still got it.
I know.
Still got it.
Kansas City
It
Kings.
is.
John Boozy.
Scotty Wedman.
Iceman. Oh, I remember.
And then you might remember my uncle, named after me, Michael Seward, working for the Sacramento Chamber of Commerce as president, joined with Sacramento to steal and recruit our Kings. That's my uncle, my dad's brother.
Oh, really?
Really did. And then
So he's the one that made them move.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Blame you for that.
Michael Seward, and I won't say where he lives. But
I remember.
Anyway.
I remember.
But we need a WNBA team.
I remember going to those games for the Kings, and it was like me and one other guy. I mean, you're sitting in seriously. You're sitting in the stands, and I mean, there's nobody.
Randy's like, pass me the rock.
Yeah, right. We're the next to go in. But that was yeah, I know. But WNBA would be
The
really,
time would be perfect right
really-
now. I get that. We've got the only professional stadium for women, dedicated to women
Oh
in the
my
country,
gosh. Oh
the
my
world.
gosh.
Correct.
Is everything in Kansas City under construction?
Hmm.
I mean, I guess that's a good thing. But I mean, everywhere you go, I mean, you live near Overland Park.
You better have a hovercraft or a little jetpack to fly because you
I
can't get
know.
around the roads.
You can't get no.
Yeah.
And have they? I mean, now that I live in Missouri, I'm doing the same thing. And as you get older, I'm finding you do the same thing as people you've heard about this before, and you thought they were crazy. I never go to Kansas. People would always tell me that when we lived in Overland Park. I'd be like, "Hey, did you go to that thing?" Oh, we don't cross the state line. We don't cross the state line. I mean, that's me now. That's me now. But is there a toll road?
Well, of course it is, Randy, because now that you're on Medicare, excuse me, it gets dark at 6 o'clock. You can't be out there in
no,
Kansas.
you can't be.
I mean, how you can get home?
I know. I have used my Medicare. Well, I've used my senior discount once, and
yeah, right.
I have, and it was at the movie theater. And so I go in, and I was offended because I was 65, but then they noticed I was 65, and they go, "We gave you the seniors discount." And I go, "Oh, okay." I was kind of happy. Oh, speaking of movies, have you seen the new Reagan movie?
I have not.
Pretty good.
Is it? I saw a preview, I think.
Dennis Quaid is Reagan. Well, yes, Mommy and I went out to the ranch, and I love Dennis Quaid. We've had him on the show many times, but he's got a weird thing with his mouth when he does Reagan. It's kind of like, I don't know.
Kind of like, is it got a little touch of Reagan, a little Cousin Eddie?
Like a Joker, maybe the Joker.
You know what I mean? Cousin Eddie had that too.
Yeah, it's kind of, and I at first I thought, what's going on?
Sincerely, he does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he really does. But things I found out about Ronald Reagan, I guess I did not. I don't know. I did not know that. But I just I guess I was asleep during his presidency. I don't know, but man, the guy was impressive. Just an impressive.
Really,
I mean, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, but just an impressive man that was very, very kind of stuck to his values.
Yeah, I agree.
Except that Iran-Contra thing.
Well,
everybody makes a mistake, but that was really. It's a good movie.
So it's out now.
It's out now. Yeah. So
and you out of 5 popcorn bags, how many does Randy give it?
We
need to get Sean Edwards on here with you, maybe.
Yeah. We. Oh. Speaking of which, and I'd probably give it 3.5. 3.5. That's good. It's still good. It's still good.
It's good.
Sean Edwards. Did you hear what he did?
No.
Are you kidding me? We do. We have to have him on the show.
Okay. He loves being on the show.
I know.
Been too long.
He just opened something that he's been working on for many, many years, the Black Film Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The Black Film Hall of Fame. And I forget, it's in the 18th and Vine district.
That's what I was going to ask. I immediately go there to Negro Baseball.
Yeah.
All the history there.
Right. But he just opened after many years of campaigning for that. Yeah, I thought so too.
Good for him.
Yeah, that was cool.
Okay.
That was very cool. So we'll have to get Sean. We'll need you.
I hate that we can't have John Amos on with Sean.
Right.
Unfortunately, but
can't.
What incredible.
That'd be a show. But no, we need to get him back on here. That'd be great.
Yeah,
but
we'll do that. We'll do that.
What a cool guy and what a cool thing to do for Kansas City, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, that is so good.
Well, speaking of great African Americans and leadership, I ran into a guy recently just having a bite at it's called the Poor District in Shawnee Mission, Kansas.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot going on over there. There's a speakeasy kind of in that area, Johnson Drive and that. But anyway, I don't know if you remember this name, but former Congressman Alan Wheat.
Yeah, I do remember Alan Wheat.
We bumped elbows.
Did he have a bread company too, or no? Alan Wheat. I do remember Alan Wheat.
I'm going to lock into camera 2 here on that note.
Good guy.
No, he was fantastic. And you may remember years ago, my dad had decided, after being an alderman, mayor pro tem of the city of Raytona Beach, Raytown, my dad threw his hat in the ring to run for U.S. Congress. Well, they ran against each other.
Right.
And Alan came out on top. And anyway, he couldn't have been any kinder. He's just like, your dad helped me with so many favors and great things. And so he's now in Washington, D.C. He was just in town, but he works with a bipartisan effort and policy and community things, but kind of refreshing when you see, especially during this time of year, to have some that have been able successfully to work across the aisle. And anyway, so
Alan Wheat was to my memory, was a great public servant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
He was the first.
Why do you say he wasn't then?
What? He was the youngest. He was the youngest African-American congressman to be elected.
I was the youngest African-American congressman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, my gosh.
No, was he really?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Just a good guy.
Yeah, sure. And that's so to put it in context.
Did you tell your dad? I'm sure you told your dad that.
Of course I did.
Yeah.
And of course, Alan Wheat was, just to put it in context, before, if you remember, Karen McCarthy, Congresswoman Karen McCarthy.
Right.
So he was just before her, and then that's when Congressman Cleaver came in after Karen McCarthy.
Oh, okay.
And that gets us up to
Leave it to Cleaver.
Leave it to Cleaver.
So you talked about your dad. Can I tell you about my dad?
Please do.
I don't know. Did I tell you this? He lives in Knoxville, Tennessee, and now Dad just turned 86, still driving, and about a week ago drove all the way through his condo.
Oh.
I mean, drove through his condo.
Well, first question is he okay?
He's fine. Not a scratch.
Not a scratch.
Not a scratch.
On him.
On him. The condo, not so much.
Oh, how's he doing?
Is
he? That would rattle you. That would rattle anybody.
Yeah. The first thing Dad does is call me and go, hey, Randy, I need you to help me get another car. And I go, all right, Dad, here's your sign. All right. You drove through your residence. Let's not drive anymore. He goes, oh, my foot just got stuck. And I go, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, we are not giving keys.
Is that when you introduced him to these apps called Uber and Lyft?
Yeah, I tried to.
Did you?
I tried to.
Yeah.
And I mentioned to him that there are cars that will take you where you want to go and won't drive all the way through your condo. But he's not on board with that. He's not on board. So, and that's the other thing, as you get older, your parents get older and you got to make certain decisions, for your parents. So last Tuesday, we had Dad put down. I mean, and it was rough. It was rough, to be honest with you, because you don't want to do something like that. But at the same time, he's out of pain.
Well, and that's when we saw the handcuffs go on Randy.
Oh, I didn't do it.
When you said we put him down, I'm assuming you're just taking the legs off the bed so he can just kind of roll into bed.
No, I'm talking about his toilet.
Yeah.
We put the toilet seat down. Yeah.
And if you fall over and you can't get up, you just roll.
Yeah. Well, and then he's got the easy entry shower, so no, it's fine.
I think the listeners misunderstood for a minute.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. But he's doing fine. They're working to rebuild his condo right now.
Okay.
And now here's the wild thing. Okay, think about this. So your condo, which he loves, is there's a hole all the way through it. Okay. So they're boarding it up.
People spend a lot of money on demo.
Yeah, right.
So he's opening it up a bit.
Opening up. I asked him, I said, Dad, I didn't know you ran a drive-through. And then I go, you have an open house? But so anyway, he says,
of course you did.
I'm not going to, I'm going to stay here during the construction. And I said, they've got a place for you, like a hotel. Your insurance does. Got a place. And he goes, I think I'm going to just stick it out here.
I don't think you can stick it out there insurance-wise, liability-wise. You cannot do that.
He's there.
Randy.
He's there. They are building around him. I kid you not.
So that's a roundabout, if you will.
Yeah. Well, I talked to him today on the phone, and you can hear just like saws and all this. I said, Dad, how are you able to stay there? And he goes, oh, it's not that bad. He goes, they'll be done by 5.
I mean, you see stories that you can't believe when hurricanes are coming in and people won't leave their home.
Right.
But this is a new level, Randy.
Right. Well, and I mean, ironically, it was the same time as the hurricanes and everything hit North Carolina and that area.
Well, and Hurricane Miller came through.
Yeah, everybody thought it was storm damage. He goes, no, I did it.
It was Hurricane Miller,
I
me.
Run right through it.
Just me, myself, and I.
Oh, my gosh. But no, he's doing okay. He's fine. He just, he's, I said, Dad, and I bought him some headphones a couple of years ago for his TV.
Okay.
For the TV.
Yeah.
And I said, Dad, put your headphones on. Oh, I forgot I had them. So
there you go.
You know,
There you go.
I'm sure you deal. You know, everybody deals with things on their own deal, but yeah.
Well, Randy, we talk about moving and transportation. I know we've got to wrap this thing up, but I feel like you started to tell me one time, we've both been on the road a lot since our last show.
Oh my
God. Where have I not been? Washington, Nebraska.
Oh my gosh, where have you not been?
But every time I call, I get back, I'm like, look, can we get to, and were you hijacked in Washington, D.C. at the Pentagon or where?
If you
where
go
have
to
you been?
3pete.com right now, that's PETE, 3pete.com. Yeah, there it is. You can order this. What's the price?
You give it to me.
$79.95. $79.95. Is that too much?
I was going to go with 15. That's too low. Magic Mahomes.
$29.99.
How about 87? Oh, that's a good number.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
That's a great
Tay.
Yeah. 3Pete. I was in Washington. Oh, this is crazy. So on the Good Show, National Defense Network, we went to a conference in Washington, D.C. It's called AUSA, and it's the annual conference for the Army. Okay? Never been, never even heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have not heard of it.
55,000 people are there, 700 exhibitors. But what the exhibitors have is what's interesting.
And did you say where it's held? 700 exhibitors. Is it out on the mall? In public?
No, it's in the conference center.
700. Okay, yeah. Is that like Reagan Conference Center or something like that? I think I've been to some massive
Walter Washington Conference Center.
Yeah, okay.
You don't know where.
No, I used to do business out there. Go ahead.
But anyway, so you get there and there are all of these exhibitors that have military equipment for the U.S. Army. And I mean, just out, like high tech.
Like Tony Stark exhibit.
Yeah. I mean, you got drones, you've got things that capture drones, you've got you got all this.
Can I just ask this? Are others from all over the world flying into this exhibit?
And I'm looking at this. I'm doing interviews, and I'm looking at this, and I'm going, should we be showing this?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, here's a thing that will capture your drone.
They got the Apple swipe machine there for anybody coming up.
Right. You can tap it.
I'd like your drone.
You could just tap it. I mean, there are Saudis walking around. There are Israelis walking around. I mean, how many foreign spies are walking around?
Yeah.
And I'm looking around like.
And then there's Jimmy and Eddie coming in.
Right. And exactly. They want to build one in their backyard. But I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was just incredible to see. You talk about feeling patriotic. Man, there's stuff that you can't even imagine that's being developed for our military.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool.
It seems like military's going to change so quick, that the defense and all the advancements.
Oh,
I mean, I saw a video of a stealth not long ago on an aircraft carrier that I hadn't seen before. It looked much different. I'm like, that's just the cutting. I mean, who knows what's ahead? You do.
Well,
you do.
I mean, just from what I saw there, I don't know how many years it's going to take until we don't have to have people involved in our wars. I mean, because you can do so much with a toggle switch.
And other people don't have to be involved, but they can be flying right over your house.
Right.
I mean, that's the paranoid side.
Well, that's like, true. That's true. That's true too. Yeah. But that's Johnny Rollins.
Is that right?
Typically that'll be Johnny.
Right.
But no, it was cool. It was so cool. Had some great interviews. Talked to an Israeli guy, this kid who's kind of like the Elon Musk of drones. Oh, man. I mean, seriously.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. It was pretty cool. I got kind of geeked out a little bit. And I'm not even into that stuff. But, you know, you start looking at that stuff and you're like, wow, it can do that? Yeah, it was great. They wouldn't let me touch anything, which is good.
That's probably a good idea most of the time.
I think that's...
In any setting.
You're right. Any scenario.
Don't touch.
Probably good. So
well, don't touch that dial is what I'd say.
Is that it?
I think we got it.
Okay.
We did it.
Here we go.
We're just going to wrap up at the end of this with a new jingle. Of course. Don't we need it?
Yes.
Do we need a new jingle?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's just wrap it up right now, right here with a new thing that we call, and I'm stalling just a minute because I think it's
That's
right
fine.
here.
It's all in the editing.
Wrapping it up.
make it. Volume up, let's make it loud. Soundworks studio bouncing, laughter roaring through the crowd. Turn it on, Randy Miller Radio.
Wow!
Worldwide hilarity we go.
Wow!
Podcast blasting through the night.
I'll tell you what, man.
In the spotlight.
That's a wrap.
Oh, man.
I'm here all week.
You have a glass of wine. That sounds good.
You know, somebody gave me an AI app. You might want to take it. You might want to delete it off my phone. Woo!
RandyMillerRadio.com.
Country song. And what do you want it to be about? Or just start giving me some words. A country song.
I would like for it to be about Andy Oxman.
Okay, about Andy Oxman.
And his love for sausage.
Okay. Oxman.
Can we do that?
Emphasize its juiciness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Juicy.
And maybe the sizzle.
Sizzle reel.
That's good.
Sizzle reel. Give me some words. We got like 200 words. We got a few more. Jimmy Dean.
Jimmy Dean.
Jimmy Dean needs to be in there.
12-pounder.
Shetland ponies.
Pounder.
Shetland pony.
Okay. Shetland. Pony.
Gnomes.
Gnomes. Are we good? We might be good.
Okay.
Do I need to put sound?
Oh, no. If you're going to do gnomes, add Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Patrick
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Yes.
Tastes great.
It tastes good. Less filling.
Great. Less filling.
Is this a free app?
How about John Boat?
It can be, but I pay for a little more. John Boat?
John Boat.
Okay.
Yep.
And unicorn? What else?
Oh, you got absolute unicorn.
Unicorn. And
arrest.
Arrest. And toast. Perfect. Let's see what we got. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. We're gonna. It's your groove is on its way, Randy. This is Randy's first song on AI, by the way.
This is hilarious.
Strumming up something special. Crafting your next hit. Seriously, this is unbelievable. Song's ready. You ready? We're gonna just tap play.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna tap play.
Andy Oxman loves his sausage, juicy, fat, and lean. He fires up the grill for a sizzle reel from Jimmy Dean.
Golly.
A 12-pounder of goodness, smoking on the coals. He serves it up with pride, puts fire in our souls. He's got a Shetland pony, name a time he knows. Rides it through the pasture, all the land he used to roam. Talking about the flavors that make his heart feel whole. From Patrick Mahomes to that unicorn's patrol. Oh, it tastes so great, and it's less filling too. Andy with his John boat, sailing over the blue. Friendship and laughter under heaven's toast. It's the simple country life that he loves the most. Andy dreams of unicorns, wild and running free, underneath the starlit sky by the old oak tree. They're mythical and mighty, just like his hearty meat. Every bite of sausage just makes it all feel real. Got arrested in a small town, unfair, but let it slide. Sheriff loved his sausage too, put differences aside. They toasted up some bread, shared a midday snack. Talking about them John boats, never looking back. Oh, and he's got that spirit, never letting go. Sausage and good times, everybody knows. And every crispy bite, there's a story to unfold. RandyMillerRadio.com.
Oh my gosh!
I lost it.
That is the one. That is one right there. Oh my.